Okay, welcome back to Louis' Garage. We've got the new car here. It's very bright. It's burnt orange, and it is a Lotus Exige 390 Final Edition. That's not even its full name, but I'm trying to shorten it down because it's quite a mouthful. But basically, it's the V6 supercharged 397 or whatever it is horsepower Final Edition of the Exige. So this is the very last Exige that you can ever buy, ever. So I'm super stoked to have it, and I've just picked it up from the dealer. You might have watched some of the earlier videos about it, and guess what? First day, I'm already on my first mod. Yeah, couldn't help myself, sorry. I bought a whole bunch of stuff for the car even before it arrived, because it was quite a wait, it's like 5 months wait to get here. And so I'm just going to be installing the exhaust valve button. Now these buttons used to come in the previous versions of these cars, but with the final editions, due to regulations and whatever else there is, they didn't come with the exhaust valve button. So the exhaust valve only opens after 4,500 RPM, which is a little bit boring, because that means you kind of have to rev the car a lot in order to hear it, to hear the engine a lot and to make it sound like a proper sports car. It still sounds pretty good, but definitely with the exhaust open, it sounds way better. And it's just nice being able to control it as well, because apparently you can just like disconnect the vacuum line or block the vacuum line, and then the valve is open all the time anyway. But I feel like it's kind of nice to be able to control it and go, okay, I want it quiet or I want it loud. And the good thing is, apparently Lotus hasn't removed all of the wiring and all of the actual mechanical connections and electrical connections for this to work. So all you have to do is buy the button, and it even comes with the right plug and everything. Do you know how much this cost? $130, $130 NZ, or about $100 US for a button. But that's including shipping as well. But I feel like it's worth it. Lotus might buy this for like $5 or something. It's just a really simple thing, but it's probably worth getting the right one. So here we go. And I've also got cup holders that I've ordered from the US. I'm going to be doing a video about those as well. So shout out to the guy who sold me those, and they are pretty awesome looking, if you can see. That just looks amazing. It is fully billet aluminium. It's a pretty solid piece of metal. If someone was trying to steal your Lotus, you could probably use that to fend them off. They would probably run away pretty quick. So yeah, that's pretty awesome as well. Yeah, so we'll take you through how to install one of these. It should be pretty straightforward. Alright, so here we are in the interior of my Exige Final Edition. It is such a nice place to be in here. I really like it. The contrast stitching that matches the body color, and all the panels that match the body color, the exposed shifter. Whew, so good. So what do we need to do to actually install this little guy, this little button? So we need to remove some screws. I think there's 6 screws in total. There's one there, and then there's 2 underneath, and also 2 on the other side. Oops, just try not to scratch my car. Yeah, so we just need to remove those screws, and then the shroud should come off. It's very similar to the previous version of the Exige. The interior is pretty much the same. It's just, much better fit and finish, that's all. So it should be pretty straightforward. I've done it many times before on my previous car. So we'll see how we go. Alright, so just get a long Phillips screwdriver, make sure it fits in there nice and snug. You don't want to be, trying to round off, these screws. Yep, but you can buy these screws pretty cheaply. Like I went to the local hardware shop for my previous car, and it was fine. They're not anything special really, which is good, because a lot of other manufacturers, they use like all these special parts and everything, and it's really a pain in the ass trying to get them. But with Lotus, very straightforward. There you go. That's one screw. I should have probably got my magnetic tray. Oops. And then there's another one there. You might need to move the wiper out of the way. Oops. Okay, it's pretty tight from factory, which is good. Sorry. When you do this, don't do this one-handed. Do this with both hands. I have to hold my camera, but you don't have to do that. There we go. There's another one. Sweet. Let's just drop down there. Okay, not too bad. Right, so like I said, there should be 6 screws that you take out, and make sure you keep them in a safe place. And then we'll carry on and remove the shroud. Okay, I'm gonna need both hands for that. So yeah, the technique is basically just to wiggle and sort of pull down at the same time. It's not actually very hard to remove, it's just press fit once you remove those screws. And so let's have a look down here. Oh yep, I can see a few plugs there. Looks like exhaust flap is already labeled. Yep, you can see that right there, look at that. Exhaust flap. Yep, so they've still got all the wiring, still got everything in there. They just removed the button. So there you go, for anyone who is in doubt as to whether or not we have this in our final edition cars. We do. Absolutely. No problems. So I'm going to plug that in, and then I'm going to turn on the ignition and press the button, and that should do something on the dash. I'm not going to start the car, I'm just going to turn the ignition on, and that's it, just to test it out. And I think that's the cruise control plug as well, which I've actually got the cruise control stalk from because I was going to retrofit it to my previous car. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the cruise control as well. So there you go, everything's there. And here's the test setup. So I've plugged it in, and the button's right there, and it should be all good to go. So I'll put the key in the ignition and test it out. Alright, here we go. It really didn't take me long, did it? 41 kilometers, and I'm already doing my first mod. Oh, I mean, it's really not particularly mod, really. It's just fitting something in that was fitted in before. So here we go. I'm gonna press the button. Exhaust open. Exhaust shut. Look at that. It works. Absolutely 100% works. No problems. Alright, well, now we're gonna give it a try. No, I have to put the clutch in. Alright guys, started the car, and this is the test. So now the flap is closed, and then I open the flap. Oh, yeah, definitely sounds like it's open. Seems like the button works. Shut. Open. Yeah, look at that. Alright, I'm not going to rev my car up because it's a little bit late at night, so I'm not going to try and piss off my neighbours, but there you have it. There's the first mod. Wow, crazy. Anyway, just putting the shroud back on, it's pretty simple. Just make sure everything's clipped in, especially around here, and then just do the screws up. Make sure everything lines up properly with the holes. There are some holes for the screws, so make sure you just line everything up there. And there you have it. You've done that particular mod. Pretty easy, huh? Should make it sound a lot better as well. Sorry, I almost forgot to mention one thing. Where do you put the button? So there's actually already these blanking covers on the Shroud, because they probably didn't make a brand new Shroud. They just put these covers on. So you just got to push that cover through. Oops, maybe I need both hands for that. And then you should be able to fit the button in that hole. It's a really simple thing. You literally just screw it in, and that's it. It's really basic. But yeah, you should be able to figure that out pretty easily. Alright, so now that I've got the exhaust button in there, I'm going to show you guys what it sounds like. I'm just going to do it in my garage. Hopefully my neighbours won't get too pissed off. It's during the day. It's a good day today. I've been waiting for a nice clear day because it's winter at the moment in New Zealand. And it's been quite rainy and quite windy. So yeah, let's give it a listen and you'll be able to see the difference. I'm just going to rev it up to about 4,000 RPM. It's actually really loud with the valve open, so I don't really want to rev it too much, otherwise my neighbours will definitely complain. So I'm just going to rev it to 4,000 and you'll be able to hear the difference pretty much straight away.